His Project 2025 agenda will raise our costs, roll back our freedoms, and threaten our democracy that we fought so hard for. While he's making his enemy list, Vice President Kamala Harris, Auntie Kamala, she's making her to-do list. That's right, yeah. This is why I am so incredibly proud to vote and support Vice President Kamala Harris in this election cycle. And I'm joined by a number of our South Asian community members here from Swan. Yes, we're all out there knocking on doors, making phone calls, sending text messages, making sure people are getting out to vote. We only have 5 days left of this election cycle. Every single message counts. Every single phone call counts. Every single outreach counts. Just bring them out there. You know where the polling locations are, and it doesn't end here. We need to make sure that our voices are heard at the ballot box and beyond. And just so you know, we have a Saris to the Polls event tomorrow. I'm taking my mom to go vote at Desert Breeze Community Center to elect the next President of the United States, the first South Asian woman President of the United States of America. Are you ready? Yeah! Woo! Thank you. Have a great day.
Please welcome Carlos Eduardo Espina.
Bitch, I might be better. Turn up the music. Turn down the lights. I got a feeling I'm gonna be alright, okay.
Buenas noches, mi gente. My name is Carlos Eduardo Espina, and it is an honor to be here. For those of you who don't know me, I am the son of Uruguayan and Mexican immigrants who, like millions of others, came to the United States to fulfill the dreams and ambitions that in their home countries were impossible. My parents came here with very little, but through hard work and dedication achieved their American dream of finding stability and prosperity. And I remember growing up, my parents always reminded me that the United States of America is the greatest country on earth. A place where no dream is too big and no person too small. The land of opportunities where anything is possible. I took this to heart, and today, at just 25 years old, I am a proud graduate of UNLV Boyd School of Law, a nonprofit director, and the most followed Latino activist in the country with over 14 million followers on social media. And while I am proud of the life that we have made here in the United States, I worry that this beautiful country of opportunities and hope that allowed my family to achieve their dreams is an election away from being lost. Because unfortunately, we have a candidate in this race, Donald Trump, who does not believe in America and its defining values. He does not believe in democracy, individual freedoms, the working class, the American dream, and decency. Instead, he wants to divide our nation and take us backwards. We're not going back. Trump's rhetoric and actions are not only dangerous, they are outright anti-American. But thankfully, there is another candidate in this race, Kamala Harris. Someone who does believe in the values that make our country great. She embraces democracy, supports working class people, respects our military, values public education, understands that immigration makes us stronger, and is overall just a much better human being. And that's why a few days ago, I proudly casted my vote for Kamala Harris. Not just for the sake of my future, but to ensure that our country remains the same beacon of freedom and opportunity that allowed my family and millions of others to achieve their American dreams. So let's go out, let's vote, and let's get Kamala Harris elected. Thank you. Thank you, and God bless America.
I'm coming out tonight. I'm coming out tonight.
please welcome United States Representative Dina Titus.
Ain't no mountain high enough. Ain't no valley low enough. Ain't no river wide enough to keep me from getting to you, baby.
Wow. Well, this makes my heart sing. How great to see all of you. Trick or treat. We've got the treats and they've got the tricks, so that's where we're here. Well, so how many of you have already voted? All right. Are any of you planning to vote? All right. How many of you are taking your neighbor or your family or your friends? We've got to do it. We got how many days left to get it done? 5 days, and they're going fast. So we've got to work together, knock every door, make every call, drag out every voter to make this happen. You know, I'm one of those childless cat ladies that old crazy-ass J.D. Vance likes to talk about. He thinks we're miserable, but I say we're powerful. So I'm going to tell y'all, we got to quit pussyfooting around. We hadn't got much time to get this done. Now, I was listening to the news today, and it was saying that Kamala Harris is pulling ahead, and people are turning out, Democrats are turning out in all the states. But, I hate to tell you this, but Nevada is falling behind. No. In fact, the Republicans are kicking our ass at the early voting. We cannot let that happen. We cannot let that happen. And we won't. And we won't. We'll do it together. But you know that we got to start telling people, as they say in the South, how the hog ate the cabbage. You know what that means? How the hog ate the cabbage. Just what is at stake if we don't do it? Think about it. Women's rights. They're at stake. They'll be gone. LGBT rights, they'll be gone. Voting rights, they're doing everything they can to take away people's right to vote. Protections for the planet, they want to roll back all the environmental protections we put in place. Health care, did you see where Johnson was talking today about doing away with Obamacare? Now he's trying to backtrack a little, but that's what they'll do. 60 times I have voted against their attempt to roll back Obamacare. 60 times. And well, thank you. I love you too. You know, if you think about it, Social Security, Medicare, the GI Bill, and Obamacare are probably the best things that our government's ever done. And now they want to take that away. They want to take away some Social Security benefits. They don't want to expand Medicare. They don't care about child care. They don't care about anything but big pharma. You know, we've got to stop that. What else is at stake? All those good union jobs created by the infrastructure bill. They don't care. I see laborers in the house. They'll just roll back that right to do collective bargaining. And we cannot let that happen. We can't go back to what they think are the good old days. No, those good old days weren't that damn good for some of us, I'll tell you what. You were here, remember when the Strip was shut down? Schools were closed. Nobody was building anything. They couldn't get stuff on the supply line. We had the highest unemployment in the country here in southern Nevada. That's not the good old days. We're not going back to that. We're not going back. We are not going back. We can't. We can't go back. Too much is at stake for us, for our children, for the planet, for the future. And so we are not going back. And you're going to hear the most positive, forward-looking message from Kamala Harris. And compare her the other night standing in front of the White House, looking so presidential, to what Donald Trump was doing in Madison Square Gardens. What a contrast. What a difference. She said it best. She said, he's shown us who he is, and that's not who we are. That is not who we are. So we got to show them, show those Republicans we can get Democrats to the polls, show them how to Highgate the cabbage, and bring this home next Tuesday and elect Kamala Harris as our next president. Thank you so much. Count on it.
Don't you know that there ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough.
Please welcome United States Representative Stephen Horsford.
Don't you let nothing, nothing stand in your way. Don't you listen.
Well, happy Nevada Day, everybody! I'm Congressman Stephen Horsford. Welcome to Nevada's 4th Congressional District. I have one question. Have you already voted early? Are you going to make sure we get all of our friends and families to vote too? Well, in just 5 days, are you ready to elect Kamala Harris as our 47th President of the United States? And Tim Walz as our Vice President? Are you ready to send them a Congress that will work to make progress for our families? Are you ready to send Jackie Rosen back to the United States Senate? And can I count on you to re-elect my colleagues Dina Titus, Susie Lee, and me? Are you ready to fire House Republicans and send Mike Johnson packing? Are you ready to make Hakeem Jeffries our next Speaker of the House? And are you ready to elect Democrats up and down the ballot? Well, look, that's right. We are ready to win and to turn the page on division, to move beyond the hateful rhetoric that's been used to divide us, and to bring in an era of progress and prosperity for all of our families. All across Nevada, and in fact the country, we're seeing people vote in historic numbers, and we stand up against hate. This is our time to come together in unity and to lift up every single Nevadan. Now, our state has a vibrant and diverse district and community. I'm proud that more than 34% of the 4th Congressional District is Latino. It's a fast-growing community, and their voices will be heard, and we will elect Kamala Harris. Our state is also a battleground where elections are often won by just a few thousand votes. We know that our votes matter and that our votes will be heard loud and clear. Now, early voting is already underway. For anyone who has not voted, I urge you to get out and vote. You can vote tomorrow until 7 p.m. all throughout the valley. Now, while voting doesn't change everything, not voting changes absolutely nothing. That's why we need everyone to also make sure to encourage our family, our friends, and our neighbors to vote as well. While Donald Trump has an enemies list, Kamala Harris
has a to-do list. And what's on her to-do list? Helping families like yours by passing an opportunity economy that lifts up all families. She understands that the rent is too damn high and that housing is not affordable for a lot of families. That's why she'll take on corporate landlords and she'll bring down the cost of rent. She'll help more families actually buy a home by providing $25,000 of down payment assistance. What's on her to-do list? She'll help entrepreneurs and small businesses by providing forgivable loans and tax breaks up to $50,000 to help more small businesses start and grow and to help those businesses thrive instead of giving tax breaks to the big corporations and the billionaires. What's on her to-do list? Kamala Harris wants to help every family, like yours, by increasing the child tax credit to $6,000 for families with children. Meanwhile, Donald Trump has an enemies list, and his Project 2025 agenda represents a radical plan that would reverse the hard-won rights and protections that we've fought so hard for. Donald Trump and Republican Speaker Mike Johnson's secret plan is to repeal the Affordable Care Act and to impose a national abortion ban. Trump's sales tax would cost the average family $4,000 more each year on virtually everything. We can't let that happen. We're not going back to those days. But here's the good news. We have the power to stop Trump in his tracks. We have the power through our vote to elect leaders like Kamala Harris and Tim Walz and Democrats up and down the ballot that share our values and our priorities. We can ensure a future where everyone has the chance to succeed, no matter where they come from. Kamala Harris has always been there for us, fighting for criminal justice reform, economic opportunity, affordable health care, and a future where every child can thrive. She stands with women and their right to make her own health care decisions about her body. We know that Kamala Harris is for the people. And now she needs us to be there for her. Nevada, this is our moment. This is our time. Let's vote. Let's vote early, and let's vote to turn the page on Donald Trump. Let's vote for a new way forward with Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. Let's vote for Democrats up and down the ballot. Let's vote for unity. Let's vote for hope. Let's vote for justice. And let's vote for opportunity. Because when we vote, let's get out there and show people how we win.
Please welcome United States Representative
I don't know about about you, but we got 5 days and I'm ready to win this thing. Are you? Listen, I've seen some scary costumes today, but none of them come close to how scary a second Donald Trump presidency would be. You know, Halloween is all about dressing up as something that you are not, whether it's funny or scary. The problem is that Trump and his followers like Sam Brown and Drew Johnson, they don't need to pretend because they're scary and weird all in of themselves. I mean, we should believe them when they talk about cutting Social Security and Medicare. They're not pretending. My opponent, Drew Johnson, said that he wants to raise the retirement age. What do we say to that? And he wants to cut your Social Security benefits that you've earned, that you've paid into by 30%. What do we say to that? And listen, we should believe them when they say that they want to rip away the Affordable Care Act and raise prescription drug prices. Just this week, the Speaker, Mike Johnson, said that their plan was to get rid of, let's say it, Obamacare. And what do we say? Time and again, they have told us that politicians should be able to ban abortions and IVF. And the line they use about it just being a state's issue is BS. Women have died. Young girls who have been raped have been forced to carry their rapist child. And the bans, because of the bans that these extremists have created and supported. And what's even scarier is that Donald Trump thinks he can protect me, a woman. I mean, seriously, Donald, I think I can protect myself. How about all the women in the room? Do you think you can protect yourself? I mean, that's mind-boggling to me. But, you know, I and women across this country know how important it is to elect Kamala Harris as our next president. And if that wasn't scary enough for you, Trump literally tried to stay in office after he lost the last time. This time around, he's ready to go a step further with Project 2025. And what do we say to that? We're talking about the Trump administration, like monitoring pregnancies, abolishing the Department of Education, letting corporations bust our unions that we have worked so hard for the middle class. Trump's name, and then, you know, they sit there and go, my opponent's like, he worked for the Heritage Foundation for 25 years, but says I never even read Project 2025. Okay, he don't read. That's because he don't read. That's right. You know, and Donald's like, I don't know anything about it, except the fact that his name's in it over 300 times. Look, I've been calling this, I don't think there's a lot of kids in the room, but this is the F around and find out election, right? You mess with our freedoms, we are coming for you. Let me tell you, Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, Sam Brown, Drew Johnson are in for a rude awakening if they think they're going to turn Nevada red. Am I right? We are battle born for a reason. We know how to fight these tough battles. We outwork, we outorganize, but most importantly, we outvote. Are we ready to fight Nevada? Because when we fight, all of us know what's on the line in this presidential election. We are all fighting for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. We need to turn the page on Donald Trump. It's time for us to look forward and ahead to a better future, to charting a course to strengthen America's middle class, create an economy where everyone has a chance to live with dignity and respect. It's Democrats led by Kamala Harris and Joe Biden who lowered insulin and prescription drug prices for millions of Americans. It's Democrats who helped rebuild our nation's infrastructure. And by the way, there's a lot of Republicans. Like there were only 13 that voted for that bill, but they're all out there with those checks back in their districts. We brought manufacturing back to America. We're creating millions of good-paying, strong union jobs. We got work to do. We know we got to continue to bring down the cost of housing, the cost of health care, the cost of child care. But guess who has a plan for that? Kamala Harris does. Now listen, all eyes, not just in this country, but around the world, are watching Nevada. Okay, they're watching us. We got 5 days, all right? We got 5 days to turn out every single vote. 7 till 7 p.m. tomorrow to get out and early vote. And by the way, make sure you're talking to your friends and your families. I've made several phone calls today with people. They're like, oh, I'm going to early vote this week. And I'm like, no, you're not. You got to come out by 7 tomorrow. Yeah, you can early vote if you mail in your ballot, but you can only early vote tomorrow, okay? So make sure wherever you go, getting coffee, getting groceries, getting your hair cut, dropping your kids off at school, have those conversations about people's plans to vote. And I think she's coming, so listen. The VP is in the house. But before we get to her, we got someone more special to us in Nevada, our senator who is going to help flip the Senate, Senator Jackie Rosen.
Please welcome United States Senator Jackie Rosen.
All of you. Well, the VP's in the house, but more importantly, Nevada's in the house. And Nevada's going to stay in the Senate, too, Nevada Blue. But here we are. Happy Halloween and happy Nevada Day, everybody. Now, you've heard my colleagues in the House talk to you about what's going on, but we have 5 days. 5 days. That's all we have left until this election. And in 5 days, the polls close here in Nevada. The ballots will be counted. And that means for each and every one of you, you have a choice. You have this choice to decide to decide what kind of future you want for yourselves, for your friends, for your communities, for everyone, what kind of future we want for our country. That's what's going to get decided in 5 days, and it's up to all of us. Thank you. And you know what? I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about those 5 days, because in 5 days we decide if we want to move forward with a vision that delivers for everyone, for hardworking Nevada families, that protects our democracy, restores our reproductive freedom, or if we do what? Go back. We're not going back. We're not going back. We're not going back. So, I'm going to ask you, in 6 days from now, we're going to ask you this question. Did you do everything you could in these final days to win? I want your answer to be yes. Yes, yes. So here's what you can do. You can knock on doors. You can make phone calls. You can text friends. You can drive people to the polls. And every single bit of it, just like Congresswoman Lee said, you talk to your friends, you talk to your neighbors, you make sure that tomorrow they can go vote in person. But if they haven't done that, all they have to do is fill out that ballot and drop it in the mail. It's that simple. But without their vote, we won't win. So you've got to do everything you can to make a difference, because the road to the White House and the road to holding a Democratic Senate run exactly through all of us right here. And so who are we going to send to the White House? Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, that's who we're going to send. Who are we going to send back to the House of Representatives? Susie, Stephen, and Dina, that's who we're going to send. And what are we going to do when I go back? We're going to protect all of you from Texas MAGA extremist named Sam Brown. Because elections are about choices, my friends. We all have a choice. And the choice in this Senate race, in my race, is absolutely clear. I'm always going to do what's right for Nevada, what's right for everyone. And Sam Brown, I can tell you this, he's only going to do what one person tells him to, what Donald Trump tells him to. There's a choice. There's a choice. We win. But I'm going to tell you, I'm always going to stand with hardworking Nevada families like the men and women I worked with when I was a member of Culinary Union 226 and worked as a waitress here. I'm going to stand with the men and women that I worked with when I was a computer programmer here. I'm going to stand with the men and women that I knew when I raised my family here and took care of my parents and in-laws here, just like all of you. And Sam Brown, I can tell you what he's going to do. He's going to sell you out to corporate CEOs and his billionaire donors this fast. This fast. I can tell you what else the choice is. The choice is this. The choice is someone who's going to protect our state and make sure our communities are a safe place to live. Well, Sam Brown, maybe not so much. He wants to restart Yucca Mountain as Nevada's nuclear waste dumping ground. We're not letting that happen, are we? And there's a little something else. No, that's right. We are not going back. I'm always going to fight for everybody's personal freedoms. And Sam Brown, yeah, everyone here has a woman in their life that they love, probably starting with your mother, right? Sam Brown, he has a decade-long record wanting to ban abortion and take those freedoms away. Take those freedoms away. Women can't get the health care they need. And so each one of you have the opportunity this election, in these 5 days, up till next Tuesday, to chart a different path for our state, for yourselves, for your parents, grandparents, and your children. And when we elect leaders like you said, when we vote, we win. We're going to talk about that again in a minute. But when we elect leaders like myself, Stephen, Susie, and Dina, and Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, they're going to fight to protect everybody's health care. to fight to protect all of us. We're going to fight to lower prescription drug costs. I think they want to take that away too. But when you elect leaders that stand with Nevada workers in the fight for fair pay and benefits, a safe workplace, a retirement, dignity, you deserve leaders that reach across the aisle and try to find bipartisan solutions and common ground instead of division and gridlock. And you all deserve leaders that will defend our reproductive freedoms from anti-abortion extremists like Donald Trump and Sam Brown who want to take our rights away. Everyone here, you deserve leaders that care, that want to invest in the best of us and in our future. And you should accept nothing less, because that's what you deserve. And so, like Susie said, early voting, it ends tomorrow. But we're not going to stop for the next 5 days. So we need all hands on deck to mobilize, to organize, to get out the vote. Like I said, talk to everyone you know. Because one thing I know with the 50 years I've nearly lived here is this. Nevadans are not afraid of a little bit of hard work, and we're not afraid to accept the challenge to get every last person out to vote. It's what we do. Races in Nevada, we're called the battleground state. Races are always tight. Races are always tough. And that's why our ground game, that's why each person talking to a friend, you're the best way we can get out the vote. It's key. It's key for our voters. It's key for our communities. It's key for all of us. All of you are what I call our secret sauce, because each and every one of you love your home. You love Nevada. You love your family, and you want to make it a better place. And that's why you're going to do this. So my secret sauce, let me tell you this. I hope you all got your gym shoes on, because we are going to get real busy for the next 5 days. And if you don't know where to volunteer, or you don't know where to vote, you can go to rosenfornevada.com, and we can tell you how to get involved in these last few days, and you can get right involved and you can help. You can text Jackie, Jacky, to 30508. We can help you get involved in any way you can. It's going to make a difference. You are the secret sauce that will help us turn the page, because in 5 days, we will know we've done it all. We will know that we have been here. We will know we have made our voices heard loud and strong, because when we vote, when we vote, when we organize, when we mobilize, and when we care about our communities, we win. So thank you. We will send Kamala Harris and Tim Walz to the White House. Thank you, Nevada. Let's win this.
Please welcome Mana.
Buenas noches, buenas noches. No los oigo, no los oigo. Encantado de estar por aquí. Vamos arrancando para que no tengan frío. Ok, vámonos. ¿Sabes cómo te noches. Es un honor estar aquí con ustedes y bueno, apoyando a una candidata que nosotros admiramos mucho. Me traje mi papelito para no olvidar. Bueno, primero, feliz Halloween. De aquí nos vamos todos a la fiesta. After this we go to the party a celebrar un poquito, to celebrate. Estamos apoyando a la candidata Kamala porque creemos en su astucia, creemos en su entusiasmo, en su inteligencia. Y sería además un gran honor tener la primera presidenta mujer en los United States, the first woman. Eso es un gran honor. Bueno, pues vamos a cantar una canción que me parece que la conocen muchos de ustedes, es bien mexicana, y esto se llama Mariposa Traicionera. Lo Pues otra cosa que nos da muchísimo gusto es que la candidata Harris, ella no nació millonaria, ella fue una persona de mamá que tenía 2 trabajos, que sabe lo que es sufrirle y de a poco trabajar, ir batallando y subiendo hasta llegar hasta donde ha sido. I don't know if somebody, a ver, can you tell this amigo Alex en inglés?
We're very excited here. It's an honor to be here supporting Kamala Harris. And as Fed was saying, she grew up in the middle class and she knows how difficult it was for her mother, her sister, and herself to get along day by day. She's proposing very, very interesting things for everybody in the United States. She's thinking about everybody in the United States, not just a party, everybody in the United States. So we're gonna be talking a little bit in English, a little bit in Spanish, but most importantly, you gotta listen to what Vice President Kamala Harris is gonna say after we play. All right?
Okay, pues vámonos. Esta canción que sigue se llama En el Muelle de San Blas. Vámonos. Ella despidió a su amor, él partió en un barco en el muelle de San Blas. Él juró que volvería y empapado en llanto ella juró que esperaría. Miles de lunas pasaron y siempre ella estaba en el muelle esperando. Muchas tardes se anidaron en su pelo y en sus labios. Llevaba el mismo vestido y por si él volviera no se fuera a equivocar. Los cangrejos le mordían su ropaje, su tristeza y su ilusión. Y el tiempo se escurrió y sus ojos se le llenaron de amaneceres. Y del mar se enamoró y su cuerpo se enraizó en el muelle. Sola, sola en el olvido, sola, sola con su espíritu, sola, sola con su amor en el mar, sola en el muelle de San Blas. Su cabello se blanqueó, pero ningún barco a su amor le devolvía. Y en el pueblo le decían la loca del muelle de San Blas. Y una tarde de abril la intentaron trasladar al manicomio. Nadie la pudo arrancar y del mar nunca jamás la separaron. Sola, sola en el olvido, eche ganas. Sola, sola con su espíritu, sola, sola con su amor en el mar, sola en el muelle de San Blas. Arriba los quedó, se quedó sola, se quedó con el sol y con el mar. Se quedó ahí, se quedó hasta el fin, se quedó ahí. ¡Qué felices, qué felices! ¡Qué felicidad! We're so excited. No tenemos frío, no frío, nada de frío, no cold. Está caliente ya ahorita con la emoción, with the excited. ¿Así se dice excited? Very excited.
Okay, how you feeling, Las Vegas? ¿Cómo se siente la comunidad latina de Las Vegas? All right. I'm going to say something in English now so our American friends that don't speak a little bit of Spanish can understand also why we're supporting Vice President Kamala Harris. We are honored to be here supporting Vice President Kamala Harris. It's important that you know some of the policies that she's proposing, okay? Like lowering taxes for the middle class, lowering the cost of groceries, lowering the cost of rent, lowering the cost of prescription drugs. And this is very important also. And also helping families who are taking care of their elderly parents with Medicare at home care agenda. So, everybody in Las Vegas and everybody that's watching us in the United States of America, you people got the power. Go out and vote.
¡Vámonos! Como quisiera poder vivir sin aire, como quisiera poder vivir sin agua. Me encantaría quererte un poco menos. Como quisiera poder vivir sin ti. Pero no puedo, vamos, siento que muero. Me estoy ahogando sin tu amor. Como quisiera poder vivir sin aire. Como quisiera calmar mi aflicción. Como quisiera poder vivir sin agua. volar sin agua. ¿Cómo pudiera un ave volar sin alas? ¿Cómo pudiera la flor crecer sin tierra? Como quisiera poder vivir sin ti. ¡Vamos, échale! Pero no puedo, siento que muero, me estoy ahogando sin tu amor. Como quisiera poder vivir sin aire, como quisiera calmar mi aflicción. Hey, como quisiera poder vivir sin agua. Me encantaría robar tu corazón. Gracias. Ok, pues vámonos. Muchas gracias, ya nos vamos. ¿Quieren una más? One more. Ok, something bien rock and roll. Ok, this is clavado en un bar. Aquí me tienes bien clavado, soltando las penas en un bar, brindando por su amor. Aquí me tiene abandonado, bebiendo tequila para olvidar y sacudirme hacia el dolor. ¿Dónde estás, bendita? ¿Dónde te has metido? Abre un poco el corazón, deja amarte, corazón. Ven y sácame de este bar. Estoy clavado, estoy herido, estoy brindando por su amor. Aquí me tienes bien borracho, bebiendo tequila para olvidar todo. No es justo, amor. Muy desesperado. Thank you very much. Muchísimas gracias. We are the Latin rock band Maná. Gracias.
Please welcome Jennifer Lopez.
Here we go. Let's get loud. Let's get loud. Turn the music up. Let's do it. Come on, people. Let's get loud. Let's get loud. Turn the music up to
Hello, everybody. Yes. Buenas noches, Las Vegas. Now, you guys know I'm no stranger to this town. No. I've been on stage here many, many times. Too many times to count. But this is the most important stage I've ever been on. And let me tell you, it has never felt the way it does tonight. It has nothing to do with me and everything to do with you. The energy in here is just electric. Can you guys feel it? Can you feel it? It's amazing. The election is just 5 days away, and there's so much at stake. The choices facing America now are monumental. And you guys have made this place a city where dreams come true, where people from all walks of life have planted a flag in hopes of creating a better future for themselves and their families. And you are the ones who are going to send the message that Nevada is Harris country. Kamala Harris is running for the people who dream, for the parents working overtime, the kids studying by streetlight, the teenagers practicing in the basement. She's the only candidate that wants to raise the minimum wage and make college more affordable, keep the Department of Education, and even put a teacher in the vice president's job. That's right. On the other hand, her opponent wants to kill the Affordable Care Act and eliminate the Department of Education. Right now, we are on the brink of an election that demands a choice between backwards and forwards, a choice between the past and the future, a choice between divided and united. And if you are anything like me and you value the idea that in this country, any child from any background can not only work their ass off to bring their dreams to life and be able to do so with dignity and respect for their neighbors, then it isn't much of a choice at all. Whether you're from Castle Hill in the Bronx, yes, baby, or Sunrise Manor in East Las Vegas. We all want a world where our kids feel safe and free and valued by their president, because whoever leads this country matters. That's how we make the greatest America. Because I remember growing up thinking my president cared about me, cared about my parents, cared about my neighbors and my community. Not just some Americans, but all Americans. I believe that our kids and this wonderfully progressive, innovative, and inclusive young generation deserve that too. And it is in our hands. It's our responsibility to provide that for them. You know, when I started in TV and film, I could get roles playing the maid or the loudmouth Latina. But I knew I had more to offer. And I think there are a lot of people in this country who feel the same way, who know that they are capable of more. And we all just want a chance to prove it. And elections are about choosing leaders who support that, not one who stands in the way. Kamala Harris gets it. Raised by a hardworking mother in Oakland, California, working long hours, strict budget, made rent every month until they could buy a home, surrounded by a community of firefighters and teachers, nurses, construction workers, small business owners. I don't know, that sounds a lot like my upbringing, and probably many of yours. Kamala Harris gets it. I know as President of the United States, Kamala will fight for our freedom, the freedom of immigrants and immigrant families to chase the American dream, the freedom of workers to afford housing, education, food, and life's essentials, and the freedom of women to choose what we do with our bodies. I believe in the power of women. Ladies, where are my ladies at? Let me hear you. Yes. You know, I believe that women have the power to make the difference in this election. I believe in the power of Latinos. Where are my Latinos at? I believe in the power of our community. I believe in the power of all our votes. I believe that together we are the difference in this election. I know that together we are the difference in this election. Kamala Harris chose a career in law to fight for middle-class families like her own. From her start as a courtroom prosecutor to becoming the district attorney, then California's attorney general, then a U.S. senator, and now as vice president, she has only ever had one client, you, the people. And in each of those roles, she took on scammers who ripped off their customers, predators who abused women, and cheaters who broke the rules for their own gain. There is no candidate in the history of the presidency that is more qualified, and there is no job that Kamala Harris can't do. Kamala Harris gets it. And that's what her policies are about. She will put forward an actual plan to make housing more affordable, to cut taxes for middle-class families, to help small businesses get a foothold, to expand the child tax credit, to fight inflation by cracking down on grocery monopolies, to take on those who rip off consumers. And what's that all about at the end of the day? It's about helping you get ahead. It's about you. And you, and you, and you, and you. It's about us, all of us. No matter what we look like, who we love, or who we worship, or where we're from. Her opponent, on the other hand, doesn't see it that way. He has consistently worked to divide us. At Madison Square Garden, he reminded us who he really is and how he really feels. It wasn't just Puerto Ricans that were offended that day, okay? It was every Latino in this country. It was humanity and anyone of decent character. Look, I'm a lover, okay? You guys know that about me. I'm a lover. I am not a fighter. I am not here to trash anyone or bring them down. I know what that can feel like, and I wouldn't do it to my worst enemy, or even when facing the biggest adversary I think America has internally ever had. But over Kamala Harris's entire career, she has proven to us who she is. She has shown up for us every day, for the people. And it's time for us to show up for her. It's time for us to all answer presente. I am an American woman. I am the daughter of Guadalupe Rodriguez and David Lopez, a proud daughter and son of Puerto Rico. I am Puerto Rican. Soy boricua carajo. And yes, I was born here, and we are Americans. I am a mother. I am a sister. I am an actor and an entertainer, and I like Hollywood endings. I like when the good guy, or in this case, the good girl wins. And with an understanding of our past and a faith in our future, I will be casting my ballot for Kamala Harris for President of the United States proudly. Proudly. You can't even spell American without Rican. This is our country too, and we must exercise our right to vote on November 5th. Please. And remember, somos una nación bajo Dios, indivisible, con libertad y justicia para todos. Let's get loud! Let's get loud! I promised myself I wouldn't get emotional, but you know what? You know what? We should be emotional. We should be upset. We should be scared and outraged. We should. Our pain matters. We matter. You matter. Your voice and your vote matters. And look, don't be afraid to make people around you uncomfortable. Invite people around you to be the change, to go out there and vote. Nobody likes having tough conversations or talking about politics, but trust me, I've been in some of these rooms. I see the way power works in this country. They love it when you do nothing, okay? A non-vote is an agreement. It just makes it easier for them to do whatever they want, whatever serves them. And this election is about your life. It's about you and me and my kids and your kids. Don't make it easy. Make them pay attention to you. That's your power. That's your power. Your vote is your power. Make a plan to vote early, okay? If you have a mail ballot, sign the envelope, return it to any drop box in your county. It is too late to put it in the mail, okay? Tomorrow, Friday, November 1st, is the last day to vote early in person. If you can't vote early, make a plan to vote on Election Day, November 5th. Polls are open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Find a vote center or ballot drop box near you at willvote.com/NV. I will vote. I'm sorry. I will vote. You are absolutely right. I'm sorry, I got carried away. Let's do this, Las Vegas! I am so proud of all of you for showing up today. Thank you so much. And it is my deep honor to introduce a woman who has the opportunity in just a few days to make history. The next President of the United States, Kamala Harris.
Happy Nevada Day, everybody! Happy Nevada Day. It is good to be back. Hello, Nevada. Good evening, good evening, good evening, and happy Diwali to everyone celebrating. So listen, Las Vegas, are we ready to do this? Are we ready to vote? Are we ready to win? All right, it is good to be back and to be with so many incredible leaders, including, of course, and for anybody who has a seat, please do feel like sitting. Sí se puede. I want to thank Senator Jackie Rosen, who we must re-elect to the United States Senate. And while we're at it, let's re-elect Representatives Horsford, Titus, and Lee. Can we please applaud Mana? We also have my dear husband, the second gentleman, with us this evening. And we are joined by tribal leaders from across the country here for the National Conference of American Indians. And I have to say, I strongly believe that the relationship between tribal nations and the United States is sacred, and that we must honor tribal sovereignty always and embrace our trust and treaty obligations and ensure tribal self-determination. And as president, I will defend these principles always. All right, so Nevada tomorrow, Friday, November 1st, is the last day to vote early in person. And Nevada, if you are voting by mail, please do not wait. Sign the envelope and return your ballot as soon as possible. Your ballot must be returned to a drop box or postmarked by Election Day next Tuesday, November 5th. Go to iwillvote.com, and to all the leaders here, please help get the word out. And we need you to vote Nevada because we have just 5 days left in one of the most consequential elections of our lifetime. And we have work to do. But we like hard work. Hard work is good work. Hard work is joyful work. And make no mistake, we will win. 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 And we will win. We will win because here's what I believe. When you know what you stand for, you know what to fight for. And we all know we have an opportunity in this election to turn the page on a decade of Donald Trump trying to keep us divided and afraid of each other. We're done with that. We're done. We're exhausted with it. And we know that is who he is. That is who he is. But Las Vegas, that is not who we are. That is not who we are, and it is time for a new generation of leadership in America. And I am ready to offer that leadership as the next president of the United States. And Nevada, you know me. I'm not afraid of tough fights. For decades, as a prosecutor and the top law enforcement officer of our biggest state, the first cousin of Nevada, I won fights against the big banks that ripped off homeowners. I won fights against for-profit colleges that scammed veterans and students, against predators who abused women and children. I won fights against cartels that trafficked in guns and drugs and human beings. And I pledge to you, if you give me the chance to fight on your behalf as president, there is nothing in the world that will stand in my way. And look, we all know who Donald Trump is. This is not someone who is thinking about how to make your life better. This is someone who is increasingly unstable, obsessed with revenge, consumed with grievance, and is out for unchecked power. And look, in less than 90 days, it's either going to be him or me in the Oval Office. And this is part of what we're fighting for, because we have the image
of what it could be, it won't be, but what it could be if he was elected. If he were reelected on day one, Donald Trump would walk into that office with an enemies list. When I am elected, I will walk in with a to-do list on behalf of you. On behalf of you. And at the top of my list is bringing down the cost of your living. That will be my focus every single day as president. I will give a middle-class tax cut to over 100 million Americans. I will enact the first ever federal ban on corporate price gouging on groceries. I will make housing more affordable by building more homes and by taking on those corporate landlords who unfairly buy up all those properties and then jack up your rent. And we will fight for working families by raising the minimum wage and eliminating taxes on tips for service and hospitality workers. And if you are caring for an elderly parent, you know, I took care of my mother when she was sick. If you are taking care of an elderly parent, this is personal for me. My plan will cover the cost of home care for your elder parent under Medicare, so you don't have to spend down your savings in order to qualify for Medicaid. So seniors can get the help and care they need to stay in their homes. And this is just a matter of dignity. Dignity. Dignity is why I will lower the cost of child care, because we know families are struggling right now, and folks just need a little bit to not just be able to get by, but get ahead. It's about dignity, and it's about values that you bring to your position of leadership. And as far as I'm concerned, we're done with the idea that the measure of the strength of a leader is based on who you beat down, when we know the real measure of the strength of a leader is based on who you lift up. We will cut taxes for small businesses. Do I see any small business owners in the house? I love our small businesses. You all are part of the backbone of America's economy. We will lower health care costs, because here's the value I bring to that. I believe health care should be a right and not just a privilege of those who can afford it. On the other hand, Donald Trump's answer to the financial pressures you face is the same as it was last time. Another $1 trillion in tax cuts for billionaires and big corporations. And this time, he will pay for it with a 20% national sales tax on everything you buy that is imported. Think about that. Clothes, food, toys, cell phones. A Trump sales tax, the economists say, would cost the average family an extra $4,000 a year. And on top of that, Donald Trump still is trying to get rid of the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare. And he has a powerful friend in Congress, the Speaker of the House, who recently said there will be, quote, no Obamacare if Trump wins, which would have the effect, if they were to win, to put millions of Americans off of their health insurance, to throw millions of Americans off of their health insurance, to take us back to that time when insurance companies had the power to deny people with pre-existing conditions. Do you remember what that was? Well, we are not going back. We're 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 not going back. And we are not going back because ours is a fight for the future. And it is a fight for freedom, like the fundamental freedom of a woman to make decisions about her own body and not have her government tell her what to do.
And we all remember how we got here. When Donald Trump was president, he hand-selected 3 members of the United States Supreme Court with the intention that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade. They did as he intended, and now in America, 1 in 3 women lives in a state with a Trump abortion ban. Many with no exceptions even for rape and incest, which is immoral. And Donald Trump been done. Did anybody hear what he just said yesterday? He said, I mean, come on, right? So he said that he will do what he wants, now I'm about to quote, whether the women like it or not. This is the same person who said that women should be punished for their choices. He simply, well, I hear you, but you know what? You know what? The courts are going to handle that. The courts will handle that. We'll handle November. How about that? We'll handle November. Because, see, we know the man simply does not respect the freedom of women or the intelligence of women to be able to make decisions about their own lives. And we know if he were elected, he would ban abortion nationwide, restrict access to birth control, put IVF treatments at risk, and force states, listen to this, to monitor women's pregnancies. Don't believe me, look at, just Google Project 2025, which I cannot believe they put in writing. And I love you back. I love you back. I love you back. And on this topic, I know everyone here knows and agrees that one does not have to abandon their faith or deeply held beliefs to agree. The government shouldn't be telling her what to do. Not the government and not Donald Trump. So Nevada, to make your right heard and to protect your right to make your own health care decisions, I would also recommend you vote yes on question 6. And make sure you vote up and down the ballot to truly protect your rights. And when Congress passes a bill to restore reproductive freedom nationwide, as President of the United States, I will proudly sign it into law. I will proudly sign it into law. So Nevada, on that point, I am here to ask for your vote. I am here to ask for your vote. And here is my pledge to you. And here is my pledge to you. As president, I pledge to seek common ground and common sense solutions to the challenges you face. I pledge to not try to score political points, but to make progress in your lives and in our country. I pledge to listen to those who will be impacted by the decisions I make. I pledge to listen to experts. I pledge to listen to people who disagree with me because, you see, unlike Donald Trump, I don't believe that people who disagree with me are the enemy. He wants to put them in jail. I'll give them a seat at the table. That's what real leadership looks like. And I pledge to always put country above party and self, and to be a president for all Americans. And now, with 5 days left in this campaign, my opponent is also making a closing argument to America. I don't know if you may have seen, I talked in Washington, D.C. the other day. You know, he likes to compare crowd sizes. I had 100,000 people there. But listen to what he's saying as his closing argument. It's all about hate and division. Jennifer talked about it. It's all about hate and division. And it's not just what he says, it's what he will do. Because
if elected, you can be sure he will bring back family separation policies, only on a much greater scale than the last time. We can imagine what he will do with unchecked power, because recall that recently the United States Supreme Court, now this is what's different from 2016 and 2020, the court said essentially that he will be immune no matter what he does in the White House. And so for all the reasons we know, it is time to turn the page on Donald Trump. Let's turn the page. And it all comes down to this. You all have taken time out of your busy lives to be here tonight, and I thank you for that, and I thank you for that. And I know that one of the biggest reasons we are all here together tonight is because we love our country. We love our country, and we know when you love something, you fight for it. When you love something, you fight for it. And I do, and I love you, and yes. And here's the thing. And I do believe it is one of the highest forms of patriotism, of our expression of our love for our country, to then fight for the ideals of our country and to fight to realize the promise of America. And I have always believed in our nation's promise because I have lived it. You know, I grew up a child of the civil rights movement. My parents would take me to the marches when I was in a stroller, where people from all walks of life came together to fight for freedom and for opportunity. You know, growing up, I saw how hard my mother worked to raise her daughters and give us the same chances our country gave her. And I was blessed to have family by blood and family by love who instilled in me the values of community, of compassion, and faith. And I've spent my life fighting for people who have been hurt and who have been counted out, but who never stopped believing in what our country can do and what is possible. I have lived the promise of America. And today, I see the promise of America in everyone here tonight. Everyone here tonight. In all of us. Sí se puede. I see the promise of America. And I see the promise of America in the fathers and mothers who work hard every day for your children's future. I see it in the women who refuse to accept a future without reproductive freedom and the men who support them. I see it in Republicans who have never voted for a Democrat before, but have put the Constitution of the United States before party. And I see the promise of America in all the young leaders who are here and are voting for the first time. Oh, I love Gen Z. I love you guys. I love you guys. And here's what I love about our young leaders. You guys are rightly impatient. You are rightly impatient for change. You are young leaders who are determined to live free from gun violence, to take on the climate crisis. You intend to shape the world you inherit. I love that about you, because for you, none of these issues is theoretical. It's not political. This is your lived experience. And I see you. and I see your power, and I'm so proud of you. And I want everyone here, let's applaud our first-time voters. Let's applaud our first-time voters and our young leaders. Let's applaud them, our young leaders. And I know the people of Nevada, you are battle-born and ready for the hard work ahead. So we have 5 days to get this done, 5 days. And no one can sit on the sidelines. So let's spend the next 5 days so that when we look back on these days, we will have no regrets that we did everything we could, that we knocked on doors, that we texted and we called folks. We reached out to family and friends and classmates and neighbors and coworkers. And as we do, I have another request of you. In these next days, let us please be intentional about building community. Let us please, these years, this Trump era, this time of trying to have people point their fingers at each other, the division, the hate, the trying to make people feel alone, when we all know we all have so much more in common than what separates us. So let's be intentional in building community. Let's be intentional in building coalitions. And let us remember, your vote is your voice, and your voice is your power. It's your power. Don't ever let anybody take your power from you. So Nevada, today I then ask you, are you ready? Are you ready to make your voices heard? Do we believe in freedom? Do we believe in opportunity? Do we believe in the promise of America? And are we ready to fight for it? And when we fight, we win. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
Keep on running, 'cause the winner don't quit on themselves.
Hail Marys, I meditate for practice. Channel 9 News tell me I'm moving backwards. 8 blacks left, death is around the corner. 7 misleading statements by my persona. 6 headlights waving in my direction. Come on. 5-0 asking me what's in my possession. Yeah, I keep running, jumping the aqueducts, fire hydrants and hazardous smoke alarms on the back of us. But mama, don't cry for me, ride for me, try for me, live for me, breathe for me, sing for me. Honestly, guiding me, I can be more than I gotta be. Stole from me, lied to me, nation hypocrisy, code on me, driving me wicked. My spirit inspired me like yeah. Open correctional gates in high desert. Yeah. Open our mind as we cast away oppression. Open the streets and watch our beliefs. And when they carve my name inside the concrete, I pray.